Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Amanda Ernst, and this is New York Live. Today, our topics include the election of 2016 for the President of the United States and the candidates' viewpoints on many important issues. But most importantly, the candidate who's most likely to win, Charles I, will be here tonight for us to interview him. Charles came to the throne with pressure from the English Protestants from intervention against Spain and the Catholic powers during the religious wars raging in Europe. He is a strong candidate whose actions are sometimes frowned upon when he should be praised. And here he is telling us his viewpoints on how he can make the society better and what he has already done.
Hello there. As many of you already know, I'm Charles Stewart, also known as Charles I. I'm a strong believer in God, and I believe that He put me on the earth to help the country grow. Also, I love the arts and music, and even started the Master of the King's Music, involving supervision of the King's large band of musicians. This is still around today. I believe that I can make the country a better place for everyone.
Now, Charles, several people disagree with your policy of religion and think that everyone should decide their own religion for themselves. How do you feel about this?
I'm a divine race. I believe that God put everyone, not just me, on the earth for a special purpose, and those of whom don't believe in my God or my religion will have a terrible life that will result in hell.
Candidate running against you, Donald Trump, thinks of America as a business and is way too focused on the money aspect of being president rather than focusing on the actual issues going on in America today. He doesn't like the idea of immigrants coming to America. How do you feel about these issues?
To start, I agree. Money is very important to be successful, but I'm more interested in helping out America rather than getting my paycheck. Though, I do want to be paid fairly for my job. America is problem-filled, and the problems aren't going to magically go away. Without help, that is. Help from everyone. Immigrants have been helping out America since forever, and taking them away would not make America grow, but rather make us less of a super nation.
Candidate Hillary Clinton is frowned upon because she's too focused on women's rights and not America as a whole. She has no personal accomplishments and did nothing when she was senator, which makes people think if she was president, she would not actually make any improvements or take any steps forward in the betterment of the society in the United States. What can you do differently than Hillary?
I think of men as stronger leaders than women. So to start, I wouldn't be too focused on women's rights like Hillary is. That is just one of the many differences between Hillary and I. Also, I have past successes such as creating the Masters of King's Music and live under the name of Stewart, so all the successes of my family comes with me.
Okay, so you don't like women leaders. So how do you feel after reigning after a woman, the Queen herself, Elizabeth I?
I personally think that Elizabeth is an okay leader, but she showed flaws when she granted too much of her power to Parliament, and she provided aid to the Netherlands, one of England's enemies.
Another candidate, Ted Cruz, is shown as somewhat as a crazy person. His thoughts on very important issues in America today are shocking. He voted to double the interest rate students pay on their student loans. Also, he stated that global warming hasn't existed in the past 17 years. What do you believe about this, and how are you different than Ted?
I would try my best to decrease the interest rates for students paying student loans. I definitely believe that global warming is a problem and is occurring in today's society, unlike Ted. I would find a solution to this problem to try and make the problem die down.
Bernie Sanders is an out-of-date old man. Bernie is a political purist. Bernie's biggest flaws is his idealistic opinion. Although he does have some good ideas, he has no way to make those ideas actually come to life. Not to mention, he will be 75 in 2016. Now, you have aged yourself, but how can you use your age to help rather than to hurt?
I believe I am wise beyond my years, and even though I'm old, I can use mistakes I made in the past and learn from them to make sure that history doesn't repeat itself.
Now, you are known for not getting along with the Parliament. Care to explain this?
Yes. You see, Parliament made it seem as though I'm the bad guy, but I'm actually not. In 1625, at the first meeting with me in Parliament, it was decided that the Tonnage and Poundage Act would only last for a year because they didn't trust me. This showed when they first met me, they didn't trust me at all, and this was the leading cause of the disagreement between us two. The Commons also severely criticized the Arminian in the church with whom I identified through. Disgusted with the actions of Parliament, I refused to work with them and dissolved them. This wasn't the only time. Later, when Parliament had enough with the actions of they brought me the Petition of Right. I agreed that I would do nothing contrary to the laws of the kingdom, but I made no mention of the petition of right. I only had two problems with the disagreement between us two: raising money and the activities spent against the Cavaliers, who were my most trusted advisors. So as one can see, Parliament was also to blame for the disagreement between us two.
You allowed England's foreign policy to be directed by the unpopular Duke of Buckingham, who masterminded a series of disastrous military expeditions against Spain and France, intended directly to assist the Palatinate. Why did you do this?
When ruling a country, I advised in the help of experts on certain subjects such as foreign policies. So I trusted in the guidance of one of my most trusted advisors, Duke of Buckingham. Although he did make some mistakes, he was still a loyal, educated man, and I appreciated him for his positives.
Okay, so what are your views on war, military, and defense?
Although I prefer peace over war, I pursued the Civil War because I wanted England to remain united religiously and follow my political way.
Now, you ruled after James I. What did you do that was better than him for the country? Also, you ruled at a time where many other countries had strong leaders. How do you rank among them?
James is a fine person, but a strong-minded person who strongly believed in the social structure. I, on the other hand, believe the social structure hurts the economy more than helping it, and I would try my best to make the gap in between the social classes go away. Among the other strong leaders, I consider myself at the top of the line when it comes to leadership, and the other leaders don't even compare to me when it comes to leading a country.
Now, Charles, how will you help the economy?
I personally believe in equal and fair taxes. For example, in the past, during the time of the ship money dispute, I enforced taxes among everyone in England, not just those on the coast, in order to maintain equality throughout my country economically. Many people inside the coast disagreed and fought about this tax because they were only looking out for themselves when I was looking for the whole country and making it equal for everyone, not just taxing certain people.
Well, thank you for coming tonight, Charles. Anything you would like to say to the voters?
Everyone has a bad day once in a while, except for me. As leader of this country, I will work my hardest to keep the American dream alive. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to vote for Charles.
Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching New York Live, and tune in next week.
Hello there. That's so creepy, I can't do that. I'm just gonna start here. Will be killed in hell and die and burn. Good, I'm so good at this. I was close to. No. Okay. Focus. Oh, it's getting a little too tall. It's okay. Thanks for having me on your show, Amanda.
No problem, Charles. You're welcome anytime.
CBS Girls Soccer is a proud supporter of Charles I.